Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. So I'm just confirming the audio is working, and I will begin this quick little presentation about why the Bedini circuit self-oscillates sometimes. Most people, okay, we're good on the audio. Most people use a rotor and magnet to oscillate the Bedini circuit. But sometimes you'll stop the rotor and all of a sudden it starts self-oscillating. Well, I was looking at the using the Bedini circuit for a little project that I'm doing a minute ago, and I realized while I was looking to do something different with the Bedini circuit, nothing to do with what I'm about to describe about the self-oscillation thing. But while looking into the Bedini circuit for my own little modification of it, I realized exactly why it self-oscillates, and I will point that out right now. So you can see my mouse here. Uh, I got the wrong circuit. Give me a second here. So with this. One second. Okay. I'll bring up this other circuit, one we're all more familiar with. Okay. Now you can see this circuit is the Bedini circuit that we're all familiar with. What am I missing here? Okay. And in this circuit, you can see here, if you look at the emitter and the drive coil in the red here, when that drive coil dumps positive into this charging battery, and you're wondering why it keeps ringing after you open up the transistor. And that's because the the um, the back EMF here, I'm talking about the back EMF, not the back, not the reverse flyback voltage. The back EMF on this reverse polarity flyback event on the red coil that was charged. This switch opens up and then the back flyback happens and it radiates onto this trigger winding on the bifilar. and then it triggers the transistor again. Now, if this will only happen when your charge battery is completely full or almost full, and but I don't know if the battery actually absorbs the back EMF of this coil, you know. But that's one way it can go into self oscillation from the back EMF from the red coil hitting the blue coil. In reality, the magnet on the this rotor here, this wheel, is supposed to trigger this blue coil, the trigger winding, to then smack the base of the transistor and close the collector and the emitter, close the switch, and allow current to flow from the positive of the charge battery through the drive coil to the negative of the charge battery. That's how you charge up the coil, you know. And then you open up this switch here, and the flyback happens, and the actual reverse flyback voltage itself will dump out through this diode into the charge battery, you know. But if any kickback is noticed onto the trigger winding here, it'll keep it oscillating. At the same time, the um, the 1N4001 here, you know, is hitting the base of the transistor through the which you can see here. It the negative of the drive battery connects to the low voltage diode to the base of the transistor here. So some of that reverse flyback voltage that goes this through goes into the charge battery. So it doesn't even reach the driving battery. But I happen to notice something here for a second, or yeah, but that's one way it can self oscillate through the back EMF on the drive coil hitting the trigger winding, which this is a bifilar wrapped around the same piece of iron. So any back EMF that iron is receiving is going to hit the trigger winding and you know and funnel it to the base and potentially trigger it, keep it triggering just by the back EMF. Uh-huh. So that's why I think it goes into self oscillation mode. At first, I thought it had something to do with the plates of the batteries being oscillated for so long. Maybe they were creating a vibration that kept the signal going. But I don't see how the positive, if there's any kind of oscillation going inside these batteries, it would have to be a negative oscillation, negative signal passing through this low voltage diode to trigger this transistor. That's another possibility too, uh, coming from the drive battery, but the drive battery is not receiving any uh, type of reverse polarity charge. It's just giving out forward polarity the whole time. I'll end it there. I just wanted to let you guys know that that's why I think it goes into self oscillation, because the drive winding gets charged up, dumps its reverse flyback into the charge battery. But what happens to the back EMF? You know, does that get fully canceled with the reverse flyback voltage, or does obviously maybe it doesn't because some seems to be left over and it will trigger the trigger winding. It'll absorb onto the trigger winding through the core and keep your transistor flipping the circuit on and off, on and off. Hope that makes sense. Over and out.